I'm all lubed up for you today on this episode of The Luke Kelly Show. Thanks for hitting play. It's the Wednesday, April the 27th episode of The Luke Kelly Show. I'm all lubed up because I got a recommendation from a doctor that came into a store that I was working the other day. He was like, the best way to get rid of this skin reaction that you're having after last week's bout with whatever you had, like he knew it was an allergic reaction. He goes, you need to use this stuff. I forget the name of it, but I have it upstairs. I basically bathed myself in that lotion this morning, and I don't feel itchy, which is good because last night I got some awful sleep. I told myself, you gotta go and get that medicine or that lotion that doctor was talking about so you can somewhat be comfortable. And now I am comfortable. But I just feel like I just rubbed Vaseline. That's essentially what it is a whole bunch of Vaseline. I touch something, my arms just slide off of it. Like I can't really put my arms on the armrest of my desk chair right now because it just slides. That's how much I put on. But I need some sort of relief. Because last night I just tossed and turned. I was using the cover to basically scratch every single itch that I had on my body. I woke up in the middle of the night, take some Benadryl to see if that would help. It helped for a little bit. But when I woke up first thing this morning, I told myself, I gotta go. I gotta get this taken care of. So now I'm a little closer to feeling better, get my skin up to back where it needs to be. But there hasn't been a lot of good days. There hasn't been a lot of great feelings since I got in poison ivy. I know I sound like a big baby. It's not that, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal. But my skin has just felt that bad. And the only thing that has really made my skin feel good, except this new lotion that I got, whatever it is taking a shower. That's about the only other thing that has given me some relief. I'll take off the detachable shower head, and I'll bring it close to my body, especially like my stomach area where it's really bad at, and I'll just move it back and forth. It feels so good. Now I see why ladies like detachable shower heads. If that's the feeling that you get, oh my. Good for you. Because it's a fantastic feeling. I feel like a dog in there when I'm hitting a really good spot because my leg starts twitching. Because that's how good it feels. I'm telling you, as soon as all of this is done and over with, I'm never going outside again. I'm lying. I will be outside again. Will I be doing yard work with no gloves on? Nope. I'll probably be wearing long sleeve and some sort of long pants as well. I do not want to risk it. I can't afford to do it again because I know I'm going to get a hospital bill here from going to the ER soon. And I'm just going to think, I have to pay this. I have to pay this. And of course, yes, you do. I just wish it was all covered. That's it. That's enough about talking about poison ivy. I feel like I've talked to you a lot about poison ivy over the course of the last 2 weeks. Well, it's been consuming my life. That's why I'm talking to you so much about it. But let's move on to different things. Last week, there was a college baseball fight, a junior college baseball fight. That was one for the ages. If you have not seen this clip, go to social media, Twitter, Facebook, wherever, Instagram. I'm sure you'll find this. But there was a pitcher that gave up a home run, and he didn't like how the other team was celebrating, didn't like how the hitter was celebrating after he hit a bomb. And this pitcher comes charging in, spears him. Looks like Goldberg. That's how good the spear was. I mean, it was the best spear in baseball since Kyle Farnsworth. And that's saying something because that's a long time ago now. I thought to myself as soon as I saw that video, I'm like, there is no way this kid is ever playing baseball again. This is the last game he has ever played, but if you're going to go out and you're going out like that, hell, might as well go for it. He laid it all out on the line. Originally, the kid was suspended for 4 games, but he got kicked out of school for doing it. So he's no longer a student at the school, and his baseball career is pretty much over. I don't think there's going to be any Division I team that would pick him up. I do think that if he was really good, there would be some big league teams that would risk it. I mean, you see baseball fights all the time, especially in minor league baseball. I feel like minor league baseball, the fights are better than they are in the big leagues. And if that kid is going to fight like that in the minor leagues, he'll find himself a team to work for. You need a scrapper. It's funny, I was talking to my buddy Taylor about this the other day, about how I hate the unwritten rules of baseball and how you can't celebrate because then somebody might throw a pitch at you, or the other team might see that you're stealing signs or whatever and they throw at you. It's like, you know what? Just try to beat the dude. Try to win the battle. Who cares if they stole a sign? That's on you if they stole the sign, not them. There's something that you did that was so noticeable that the other team caught up on it. But I'm all in favor of fighting. Throwing at people, no. Fighting in sports, yes. It makes it more entertaining, especially baseball. Baseball could be such a bore, especially in the middle of the summer when there's been 2 months of the season already. Like, oh, this is on again? I really don't need to watch game number 100. Throw in a little fighting in there. I told you back when we talked about the Will Smith thing with Chris Rock and how they should just fight at the Oscars. I think baseball during All-Star Weekend should have cage fighting, like a little UFC night. Get rid of the home run derby. Even though the home run derby can be fun to watch at times. Let's have a UFC match night during the All-Star break. I know a lot of teams wouldn't want that to happen because they're going to be risking a lot of guys getting hurt. But I bet you there would be some guys that would really throw some big haymakers, taking out all their frustration of playing against one team for a lot of games throughout the year, and they're doing some dirty stuff, and now you're able to just go and lay it all out on the line. That would be fun. I'm telling you, the world would be better if there was just one day a year that you got to fight your biggest enemy, get all your aggression out, but after that, you're not able to address it until the next year. Like, no more fighting, no more doing anything. You get one day a year to settle the score, and then the next year, you try and win that battle again. If you lose, you take the L and you move on. But that following year, you better train as hard as you can so when UFC night rolls around, you're good to go. Speaking of fight nights, I know this didn't exactly happen on a fight night. It happened on an airplane. But Mike Tyson got in a little kerfuffle on a flight. And it was all because of the other passenger that was on this flight. This is another video that you need to look up on social media. But it seemed like this guy was really egging on Mike Tyson the whole flight. This is where you just got to let celebrities live their life, especially on an airplane. There's no way they could get up and move and get away from you. You're in a confined space. It's not like you can really open up the door and jump out of the plane. If you do that, it's not going to end well for you. But you just got to let celebrities be. They are people too. I don't know about you, but when I'm on a flight, I just want peace and quiet. I want to turn on some music. I want to turn on a show and watch what I want to watch. And I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to have conversations with people on there. I want this 3 hours on the flight to go quickly as possible. But this guy kept egging on Mike Tyson. Like he was standing up and pointing at him, kind of getting into Mike Tyson's airspace. And Mike Tyson finally just lost and started to punch this dude. Started to go after it. Now, Mike Tyson could have probably killed that dude if he wanted to with his bare hands. I've seen Mike Tyson throw some big punches, especially in Punch-Out. If that dude were to catch a real punch from Tyson, they would have had to do an emergency landing to get that guy to the hospital. Just leave him alone. And you know what? If you were on his bad list anyway, he's going to find out where you live, and that tiger that he has from The Hangover is going to find your house, and that tiger is going to eat you. You're basically going to be like Carol Baskin's ex-husband and be eaten alive by a tiger. But this time it's going to be Mike Tyson's tiger chasing you down and eating you limb for limb, flesh for flesh, just devouring you. That sounds gross as I'm explaining that. Ugh. Be eaten alive. That might be one of the worst ways to go. If you had to pick your death, how would you... this is so morbid. But if you had to pick your death, how would you choose to die? I guarantee you getting eaten by a tiger or getting eaten alive would not be on my list. If I could choose, it would just be in my sleep. Let me go. I don't want to suffer. I just want it to all be over with. That's what I would want. But there could be some people that are really weird that want to be taken out of this world in a strange, strange way. I mean, people are bizarre. So bizarre that the other day at work, there's this lady that came into the store and she said, "Hey, can you guys come out here for a second?" We were puzzled by it. We just thought maybe she needed help setting her phone up to her car Bluetooth. That's what we thought. And she was like, "Hey, do you see that right there?" Where? She's like, "Up there." Somebody killed the bird, tied string around it, and threw it over our building. So it looked like a bird committed suicide. This poor bird, that's a way that bird probably did not want to die. Now, a bird couldn't do that to itself. Someone had to kill the bird and then do that. And if it were a young child, I would make sure that kid would go get some therapy. Because if not, there could be some really bad things that happen. Because whenever you watch some sort of like serial killer documentary on Netflix or whatever channel you're watching it on, it usually starts with the person taking out animals. And if they're starting that, you need to get them help as soon as possible. That's all I could think about is I watch too many crime shows. This person, whoever did this, needs to get therapy. They need to talk to someone. And I also thought of, why can I think of it? Dumb and Dumber. When their bird died and they gave it to the blind kid. It's what the bird kind of looked like, to be honest with you. Pretty bird, dead bird. Dead bird. Pet's head's fallen off. I'm surprised the bird's head did not fall off after being hung to death. Like I said, had to be done some other way. The lady was so distraught, and I understand it was a very crazy image to see. If you would see it, you would have been like, oh man, whoever did that, complete inhumane person. But this lady was shook. She called the police department. And she told them about what happened. The police officer came and was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, ma'am. There's nothing that we could really do about this. I don't know what you want us to do." And you could see the police officer's face just thinking, "Lady, why are you wasting my time right now? There's more important things that I could worry about. We're not going to go and find footage to see who did it." I mean, maybe things were tough for that bird. But the cop tried not to laugh. Kept his composure. If I were a cop in that situation, I would have been laughing. I'd be like, "Lady, listen, it happened. We got other criminals to catch. We're not on the lookout for a bird killer. Not right now. Maybe we get 3-4 in, we'll look into it. But until then, not really. I should have taken a picture of this bird, but I thought it would have been too cruel and posted on Twitter and be like, how the hell does this happen? But then I thought to myself, that's not a good look. People would think that I would do that. And I love being on Twitter, and I don't want to get banned from Twitter for posting that stuff. So I'm just going to stay under the radar and not post anything like that. I don't want Elon Musk to be like, hey, listen, dude, I can't have you on here posting things like that, but if you pay me $44 billion, I'll let you buy the platform, and you could do whatever you want. That's what Elon did. $44 billion he bought Twitter for. And there's some people, because there's rumors last week that got out that Elon was trying to buy Twitter. And people were, oh man, if Elon buys Twitter, I'm quitting. I am getting off this social media platform. Now you need to step up and actually get off of Twitter. Because he bought it. $44 billion. I'm not someone that really, I feel like now more than ever, there's a lot of people that won't take their business somewhere because of someone's political beliefs. Listen, everyone's entitled to their own belief. If there's a product and I can consume it and I like that product, I'm not going to let that company's viewpoint stop me from enjoying their product. But if you said you're going to quit, you got to quit. You can't be a hypocrite about it. All I really want from Elon Musk is from buying Twitter, all I want really to happen is him to bring a damn edit button. I can't tell you how many times I'll go on Twitter and I'll misspell something because I'm an idiot, as you know from the last episode of the show. I'll misspell something. I won't put the right verbiage in there. And then I have to go delete it, post it again, and then I look like an even bigger idiot. We just need an edit button. If we had an edit button, Twitter would be perfect. Twitter is exactly what every social media should be. Get in, get out, move on. Don't stir up the pot, although I do love going into some threads and stirring the pot a little bit. Every once in a while, you can find me doing that. And every once in a while, I love getting on Twitter just to go to news websites and look at their Twitter feed and look at all the comments in a story. People are nuts with what they say on social media. Big and brave on social media, but I doubt they would say that in person. I mean, I look at some of them and I laugh so much because I'm like, man, why does someone think like that? Why does someone think that they should publicly state that? Because some of these people and the way they say things could get fired at a job. So they just better have burner accounts. I've always thought about starting a burner account just to troll people online, but I'm like, no, I wouldn't want someone to do that to me, so I'm not going to do that to them. Maybe one day I will. I know a lot of celebrities have burner accounts, and they'll fight for themselves on there, or, you know, maybe they'll start a little rumor. It's crazy how some celebrities do it. If I were a celebrity, though, I would not have social media. I guess I would have it to stay relevant, but I wouldn't run it. I would have someone in my camp, someone in my business side of things that'd be like, listen, your job is to run social media. The moment that you screw it up, you're fired. If you do something dumb, you're fired. But I don't have that luxury. I'm going to be posting my own stuff on social media. And I'm terrible at posting on social media. That's why I would hire someone to do it. I enjoy consuming it. I hate actually trying to put the effort into making a post on stuff. Because I don't think I'm funny sometimes when I'm posting it. And I think every time I post, I should be funny, even though that's not realistic. You can't be funny every single time you do it. And I'm not that funny of a guy. Hey, you got to know yourself, all right? I know I'm not that funny. I just try to make things relatable and about life for you to enjoy this show that you're listening to right now. And I had a good time recording this episode. I'm not going to lie. I need to go rinse off all this lube that I have all over me. Whatever it's called, whatever this stuff is. Because I feel like I'm starting to slip and slip more. So I'm going to go rinse all this lube off myself. You enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to you on Monday here on The Luke Kelly Show.